So we're here. Do we need like an introduction? I guess we don't need an introduction. We just found
No,
a
we don't.
really, we just
We are
found,
we are not uploading this.
we found the worst fanfic you can possibly find. It's called Face the Strange. It was re-uploaded, but because I think it was deleted like 50 times.
This isn't being uploaded to YouTube. You don't need an intro.
No, but you know, maybe I'm gonna show my friends. We're skipping to chapter 2 because. Okay, chapter 2 starts off strong. Who does a narration?
I guess we can just alternate reading lines. I said that, like, every time there's a visible, like, he pressed enter, or whoever wrote this, we switch.
Dali sat in the common room or Ravenpaw, sketching a picture of Hiei and thinking of his kiss. Suddenly, Sa looks up at the fire in front of her, and the face appeared! The fire turned blue like water, but it was fire, and the eyes wee yellow.
Hello, said the fire.
Mom? Asked Dali.
And just then, Mystique came out of the fire. She was naked, but she didn't have nipples.
Okay. How do I do her voice? Now that you are a wizard, I can give you my powers, said Mystique. She handed me an orb, and suddenly the room turned colors.
Screamed Della.
Della.
She was in a lot of pain and suffrage. Go for women's voting rights.
Is that women's suffrage? Then Mystique appeared, leaving Dali with a belt with an X on it. She was now a mutant.
Vampire, wizard, and mutant. Just all the powers.
That's not how it works.
Dali could feel a new rush hour of power in her organs. She tried it out and turned into a bat. Well, I could already do that because I'm a vampire, lol. She thought to herself. So then she tried it out again and turned into a demon chaos KO.
This has layers. First of all, it's pronounced a chaos chow. So...
She became low poly.
Yeah, she... Oh my fucking Christ, she said. I can turn into whatever I want with Mystique's powers.
She pulled out her BlackBerry branded phone and texted Hey, I am a cow. Chow.
Yeah, he's not allowed to like.
He in Slytherin?
Yeah, he's in Slytherin, so he can't like enter Ravenpaw. He wanted the powers too, so he asked the fire, "Can you give me those powers too?"
No, Mystique showered. You are not my.
Wait,
doubter.
Do this in with like Indian accent.
You are not my doubter, and therefore I cannot pass the powers on to you. However, if you got married, you will be my son with a U, so you can do it then.
You know what this means? He said, I don't. If we get married, I can have the powers.
But suddenly, Dali began to think of the other guys in her life. There was Edward. He had Bella, but he said something out, liking her on the trolley. And there was Shadow, who looked at her like, I like you. She loved Yay, but she liked the others.
I don't think so. I have cold toes, said Dali, and she ran away crying.
No, you can't leave me here at the altar.
You need to stop doing. You need to stop doing the ear rape, because every time you ear rape, I need to cut it out of the video. Ha ha ha! Laughed Mystique. You will never fucking get the powers.
And then she disappeared, and so did Shay. He's not supposed to, because he's not supposed to be in Ravencowl's dorm room. Lol, what the fuck was he thinking? And then Dali wept quietly to herself, and all of a sudden a blonde walked out of his class and approached her.
What's wrong, Dali? He asked.
Who are you? I asked. What?
I
First person?
No, the previous one was Dali with an I. The narrator is Dali with a Y. My name is Draco Malfoy, he said. Are you okay?
Dali looked into Drake's eyes and
Drake?
saw that he cared. He was full of compassion like a snake. Is that meant to be what snakes are full of?
I don't know.
The boy held out a hand and pulled Dali up. Do you want me to walk you to your class? He said.
I would love that, Dali said, battering her ashes. They began to walk down
She's
the
like a phoenix.
They began to walk down the hallway together when a blast came out before it hit them. It was Edward!
Dally, Dally, he shouted. What are you doing with all these boys?
Edward, it's really none of your business now. Let us go to the Great Hall. She snipped.
It is dangerous. He began to raise his voice.
Just then, Draco pulled out his wand, and him and the vampy got into a big fight. but Dumbledore came and broke it up.
That's it, he shouted. You boys will come have a talk with me in my office. And they left.
So Dally had to go to the Great Hall by herself. But then Shadow came and joined her. What is a pretty girl like you doing all be yourself in the Great Depression all alone? He asked her.
Well, Shay is being an asshole, she said and cried again. What?
I don't know.
When did this happen?
She got the person wrong, I think.
Yeah, Shadow put his paw. Okay, so it is just Shadow. Put his paw on her leg and massaged her, caressing. It's okay. He said it's okay.
Meanwhile, Hiei was updates punishing walls angrily. Updates instead of upstairs. Punishing walls angrily. Why did I hurt her? He asked himself, and then he thought of a solvable.
Nothing happened yet. She just rejected your marriage proposal. Meanwhile, Edward and Draco were upstairs in Dumbledore's house. It's not a separate building, it's upstairs. It's not Dumbledore's house, it's just his room. They were sitting on his bed because he said they're out of cards.
What the fuck? What? What do you think your punishment should be? Dumbledore asked. Passing around, he was wearing a black t-shirt and ripped Hollister jeans that showed off his muscles. Edward grrred. His senses were tingling. That something was not wrong.
Okay, so everything's fine.
Yeah, everything is fine. You got like a Hollister Dumbledore with muscles.
Suddenly, Dumbledore put his hands on both of their legs and said, I can think of something. OMG, you faggot, Draco screamed. He tried to run, but he could not.
Okay, that was a lot. Oh, that was a lot to take in. Hang on. Shadow and Dally were talking in the Great Hall when all of a sudden a cheetah ran in at warp speed, barreling through chairs and people in a frantic rush of hurry.
Shadow, Dally shouted at the cheetah. Suddenly it turned back into Charla. She is an anemograph and can turn into a cheetah. Something is going upstairs.
Shadow put them all on his back because he is fastest, even faster than the leopard, and they ran upstairs and busted down Dumble's door. Dumble's door. Just in time to see him unzipping his jeans.
Yeah, he's gonna like unwrap his DNA.
Yeah, that's how you become a mutant, right?
No, Edward. She ran at Dumbledore and headbutted him. He flew back into the wall and fell onto his phoenix, and they both exploded into thin air.
Fuck, we lost them! Exclaimed Draco. We have to get that bastard fired from Hogwarts.
The three of them made it downstairs to Professor McDougall's orifice and demanded an interview. He opened the door into a chamber and said to commandeer stunts. What can I ask you in?
Okay, stop it! Stop! McDougall's orifice? We need to get a certain pedophile fired from this place, said Harry. He tried to rape some students, including me.
Oh no, don't worry. Thought I will have it all took care of, she said, and bamfed them out.
Bamf! A week later, a blog was posted about it in the bathrooms. What? That said, a teacher has been fired to improper actinic against the students. This teacher is Professor Umbrig.
What? They all mounted in unicorns. They fired the wrong teacher.
Mounted in unicorns.
I think it's shouted in in synchron like.
Oh, like shouted in unison or something like that?
Yeah.
God, that is a very far cry. Wait, keep reading, said Shadow. It said more.
There is a new teacher to be hired in place of this one, and his name is Jack Skeleton.
Oh God. Yay, I said. Professor Skeleton will know what to do. Let's go to his class and tell him about that faggot Dumbledore.
They wailed over and came into his office. He was very skinny and had a skull for a head and no eyes, but teeth on them.
What?
He had teeth on his non-existent eyes. Okay.
Well, I guess it makes sense if you have like teeth in a part that doesn't exist and there's nothing wrong with you. Hello, students. What can I help you with? He asserted.
Dumbledore is gay, blasted Edward.
Well, students, there's nothing wrong with being gay, he said.
No, that's being gay.
With being gay, he said. I am bisexual myself.
Whoa, he's bisexual. I didn't know that.
By the way, I'm bisexual. I forgot to announce it.
No, but he tried to finger us, said Drake. What is this narrative? He was unzipping his jeans by the time he was stopped. You don't even know that's what he was trying to do, said Draco. He turned blue a little because he was embarrassed. Draco is straight, and it's Adam and Steve, not Adam and Steve.
Oh, fuck, said Jack. They exclaimed.
Who's Jack? Oh, Jack Skeleton. Oh, yeah. Why?
Don't worry, I will take acres of this. Just go to your rooms and sleep for tonight. Until then, insist Dumbledore is not here. There are no rules.
So they left and went to their rooms, except for Dali and Hye, who hung outside where the dorm room started.
Did you hear what Professor Skeleton said? I know that you're mad at me, but there are no rules, and maybe I can make it up to you.
How would you do that? Asked Dali.
Just then, he pushed her against a Ravenclaw satellite, and because to kiss her gastrically, she put her tongue in his mouth and felt his teeth. He cut his tongue on her fangs, and the blood dripped down his chin. He was turned on by it, and suddenly Dali felt something against her.
Hye, is that your wand? She asked.
No, that is my penis, Dali, he said.
OMG, you're so huge. You're like 6 inches. She shouted.
Google that right now. What is 6 inches in centimeters?
It's like 2.5 times 6. That's like
15
12.
centimeters.
Yeah.
It's 15 cent. It's shorter than mine. That's all I'm gonna say. No, I am 6 inches flaccid. Right now I have a boner, so I am 10 inches. He said.
10 inches long.
Pardon?
Della was at a loss for words. She was a virgin and did not know about dicks, and it was her first time having a penis.
Having? Let's go to your room. I want to have sex with you.
So he said the password, and they went into Ravenclaw and went to Dali's bedroom. A couple of Ravenclaw were. How do I say that?
Ravenclawers.
Dali, what he is doing here? But she turned Hye into a broom with her powers as a mutant, so they didn't notice anymore. Then she unturned him back into a Hye. When they got onto her bed, they started kissing and taking their clothes off.
Yay, please, I don't want to have a baby. You can get pregnant even from your first time.
It will be okay, you can just use your power to turn my cum into water, and then it won't be babies. He said as he started to titty fuck her. Her boobs were huge, so they could wrap them around his wiener like bumblebees.
So they continued, but just from the first Creptor one, Edward was watching from the darkness. He had used his vampire powers to turn into a bat, and they didn't notice him fly in.
He was angry. He was tumors. He was so mad at both of them that he used his wizard powers to turn the water back into cum. You would have his revenge.
That's some pretty nice magic. Chapter 4. Hiei and Deli woke up to the shudder of Hogwarts students cheering and lollygagging. They jumped out of bed and ran into the Great Hall, where cowards of people were crowding around the girl.
What is going on here? Hiei, dementored to know.
What?
Just like sucks a soul out of someone to know that.
Yeah, Bella, Edward's girlfriend, was there, and ironically, she was giving a speech about why teen piracy is illegal. Well, it's a good thing we turned that water into wine, said Hiei, winking at her, and then they took seats in the front. In the back of the ROM, Professor Snaps was watching Bella carefully. He did not get the memo about her coming to give a pubic speech, and so from afar, he thought it was Harry Potter's mom, who's been dead for quite a lot of years now, and, when Bella's speech was over, she walked to the backyard to board her 2003 Chevy pullover when a bag flew over her head.
I have you now, Lillian Potter, he says, and souffles her into the trunk of the street.
What? Listen, everyone, he said. We need to save Bella. Something corny has happened to her, and it is up to us to save him. Everyone nodded. But we need someone who is good with a sword.
Hiei was good with the combat, but he was feeling fangled from the sex he had with Dali. Since there are no rules, they had sex over 1,000 times, so he did not raise his hands. Instead, he deciphered to make a suggestion box.
What? I think that Link should do it, ask Hiei.
Just a blonde boy with a green hand and leggings came upon a griffin. He was wearing a sword, and he had pointy ears.
Wait, he wasn't wearing the sword?
Yeah, he swelled his weeping and slammed it into the ground with his foot. Let's kick some ass, he said.
and then they wee on the way. Oh, Snape was fucking the shit out of Bella, but since she was blind, the bag had punctured her eyes, she thought it was Edward and moaned punctually.
Edward burst into the room and saw them making a whoopee and had a look of sheer horror. On his face. He balls dropped. He could not believe what he was saving. In his head, he saw that his dearest Bella was in danger, but he was seeing that it was not the chaste at all. Bella was indeed riding Snape's cock with a pussy, and she happy.
He ran away as fast as his feet could carry him.
Edward, wait, Dally shouted. She wanted him to come back and see treason.
What?
Because she saw from the way Bella's eyes were gorged out, but that she did not know. But then she remembered Bella was a cunt and told Edward, I think we should kill them both.
So Edward came back to the room while the both of them was still humping and attacked Bella first. He sunk his teeth into her neck like the Titanic, and all at once she turned to stone. Dally grabbed Snape's dick and threw it out the window, and then Link stabbed him through his heart and lungs. When Professor Skellington heard the iPod, he rushed to the show right away. Fucking goddammit, he swore. Now we will need a new teacher again.
He thought to himself for a few seconds and said, Edward, you can be our new tether, he smeared warmly.
What? Alright, gangbang. Let's go over who's in our gang. We have Edward, me, Hiei, Link, Shadow the Hedgemouth, Jack Skellington's, me, and who else?
I think that we should get Sasuke, said Link. He is in Gryffindors, but if we tell him Dumbledore is a pedophile, he will probably want to kill him too.
Actually, it's pronounced Sasuke. That's an extortionist idea, said Bella. I think we should do it.
Bella's dead. They all ran to the Gryffindor commonplace and barged in on Sas Bluke, who was changing in half-naked fangirling. Everyone ran out at once because it was embarrassing, except Hiei, who came out a few minutes later.
What the hell, Hiei? Shouted Deli. Do you like him?
I don't think so, said Hiei. It was kind of hot though.
This is not the fucking point, barged Edward. We need this help, and so it doesn't matter what clothes he's wearing.
They uncame back in. What is with this use of the word uncame?
I don't
They
know.
uncame back in and he was closed. What did you want, Gay? Said Sasuke. Sorry, I was studying.
We need your help to kill a certain pedophile, said Cello in a low but groggly voice. You are a ninja-esque, and therefore good with killing. You also have powers, and a wizard.
I will join your team, said Sasuke. He was tying his shoes. When will we go on the missionary?
Right fucking now, said Bella.
Bella is dead!
Margaret Thatcher's dead.
I have a theory. So Edward bit her, so wouldn't she just be like a vampire now?
The book said Bella turned to stone, like Medusa would do to her.
Anyway,
So they all ran off into the night to defeating the faggot Dumbledore with the powers. Chapter 5.
last one for the night. So,
It's not even night, it's 3:31 p.m.
shut up! Dally, Hiei, Shadow, Edward, Jack, and Sasuke left off trying to find Dumbledore. They were gonna get him frisked from the school because he tried to warp some boys. They looked in Hoodmeade, the Chamber of Secretaries, and even
No, you should say it like Socrates, but Secrates.
Secreties, the Chamber of Secreties, and even used the map that Harry's dad left him of Hogwarts, but could not see him for shite.
Wait, said Draco. I know where the fuck we will find that bastard.
They got in the car and drove to the mall by the school. What?
It's Hogwarts. When was there a mall?
It's Scotland. They haven't like invented malls yet.
The
First,
first store they check is American Angle.
then they checked Wet Seal, which sounds like a Splatoon band. Then they checked Tiffany and Co-op. But they finally found him in the queerest of all stores, Holster.
They all pulp out their wands and did cruises on him. He flew in the air and wobbled like a booby and hit a lot of slaves on the way down. The employee was getting liberated. You will need to leave if you simple plan on keeping this up, he roared, yelling.
But no one heard him over the sound of agony going on. Dumbledore knew how to escape, however, because he was a master of the escapes, and he clicked his heels together and said vanished.
We will never catch him, cried Draco. Just then, Dally started getting morning sickness all over the store. Oh my god, Draco said, looking at the puke. Are you?
This can't be. Daldo said. Daldo? Where's Daldo? You came in me. I told you. You're gonna get pregnant even from anal.
Shay got bat. The others just stared down vehemently. Shay, is this true? Said Edward coyly as if to pretend nothing happened. Did you impersonate her?
Well, you would know, said Hiei. You fucked Bella, and then you killed her.
Edward was bacon aback. Is that true? Asked Dally. Edward, I can't believe you. She started crying. What do you mean? Bella was Edward's girlfriend.
Yeah, he never said any. Okay, whatever. Why are you crying? Asked Hiei. I wanted to be Edward's first time, she admits.
Everyone was in roar. Dally, I need to text you something.
What?
He looked at Ye, then pulled out his Motorola. What are you saying? Ye demanded. He did not like that there was a private convo happening. A text popped up on Dally's screen.
I did not have sex with Bally, Edward said. You can still be my fart.
Draco put Dally in a wheelchair. Listen, everyone, I think we should put KTFD, killing the faggot Dumbledore, on hold because Dally's water could beak at any time, and it's important we send her to the hospital. Wins.
Okay, so they're in the hospital now. I'm going to get you some medicine, said Hiei, and kissed her on the forehead, leaving.
It left her all alone with Edward. He sat next to her on the bed. You're going to be Oakaki, Dally, he said, his voice sultry and soothing, and he put his hand on her leg under the cover. She was only wearing a hospital gown, so it was her bare white leg.
Edward, Is that your wand? She asked, feeling too weak to check.
No, it is my hand. How are you feeling? He asked her. His eyes were shining gold. Are you feeling like being my first?
Well, I am with Hiei. He won't like it if we do that, she said, shriving a little. I thought you said you wanted to. You can't blue balls me. He said flatly. Oh, it was Edward. Seriously, if you don't put out, you're a bitch, just like Bella.
Sally started to cry. Why was she being so mean to her? She thought. Shay came back in though, and Edward fawned off. What is he so mad about? Shay asked. I don't know, Bella lied. Bella's dead! Oh my god!
Listen, Dali, I need to talk to you about something, Hiei said, sitting on the bed where Edward sat. Do you remember when I stayed in Sasuke's room with him?
Dally's stomach fell off again. She got nervous. Yeah?
Well, the truth is that Sasuke and me,
Out with it, she said.
we
We
had
had
sex.
Shay was so embarrassed.
What?
The whole school could hear the scream.
Oh, what a plot twist! What a relation! What a thing! How did you like that? How do you like Face the Strange?
It's just it's just badly written erotica.
It's just a fever dream, dude.